But I think a large chunk of contract goes to government-sponsored entities. So I don't know if it's better or worse than big companies, but anyway.
Same deal. They're unaccountable. Sorry.
Right. So next speaker will be AU. He's going to talk about Sandstorm, a new platform for taking control of your data.
All right. And I'm really glad to be here, and I'm talking about something that I did not start for a change. I work on an open source dictionary, which CL asked me to talk about, the Moai dictionary, but I think there's no way it could fit in 5 minutes. So I'm going to talk about Sandstorm. It's personal web server hosting made easy, and that's either calc, it's a document sort of collaborative spreadsheet, and you can just drop any open document into it, and the idea is that you can set it up with just one click, like on your phone. And the entire idea is you can download your spreadsheet as XSS, CSV, or other data, but on the top you can also download everything that's required to run the entire data store, so that you can migrate it to any server anywhere. And so on Sandstorm's app list, you can install, say, GitLab, Ghost, Draw.io, Liverboard, which is a clone of Trello, which is more well-known, and then either Calc and then Etherpad and WordPress, among other usual suspects, and even Apache Wave, right? So why Sandstorm? Wow, people got a joke, I'm so surprised. So why Sandstorm? It's to end the developer-host connection. Currently, if you're developing a web application, you have to host it to your users, right? And that's a tremendous burden on independent developers like us. And there's three problems. The most problem, of course, is disappearing applications, because if a small developer goes away, then the data goes away. And of course, there's unwanted experiments, like psychological experiments that Facebook does on its users, and also privacy violations. And we don't really want these things to happen. So this is a true one-click install. Everything is through the web interface. There's no config files, no command lines. So ideal for techies and non-techies. So this is like one more step than Docker, where you still have to go into the command line to deploy something. And also, it's using the same Linux container, but with additional security computation, sandboxing, and unified login model, and the instances are per document by default, and it's 100% open source, so you can migrate it to your own host. And so that's the general introduction. Now for the techies here. Right. So the following technical details may or may not make sense. The idea is that using the Linux container system calls, we're using the HTTP front end with a Meteor running on Node.js with a Captain Proto, which is designed by the same person who developed Protobuf, that connects to application containers, and which one document instance per container that is shut down automatically once the user is not using the document. So the good thing that it has over Docker is that it has the same underlying technology that any Docker container could be made into a Sandstorm container, and the application package from that read-only, and you have a per instance storage that you can download at any time, so you can migrate to any other host. Now, just like any other Android or any other intent picker, there's a power box. So whenever an app says that, hey, I want to share something that's in the OpenDocument spreadsheet format, and there's an app based somewhere over in another federated host, perhaps, that advocates this capability, you can exchange documents among diverse different applications. Currently, we support an open spreadsheet using either Calc, which is the project that I maintain. It's done by Dan Bricklin, among other colleagues, and there's Etherpad that supports the OpenDocument text. Now we want help. So to help the currently supporting Draw.io to support open document graphics, the shared LaTeX is really close in supporting the open document formula, and then there's the Hacker Slide presentation software that can also support ODP. And once you have this, you have the entire open document ecosystem as a common interchange format, and we can break the walled garden. Because I'm an independent contractor for Apple, and I have an iPhone and a Chromebook, and I know what walled garden means, because you can't do anything at all between those two devices. So, and then we want to end that, and open document really is the key. And so it enables open source independent developers, and we don't have to run our own service anymore. I don't have to like keep it a pager just to keep either calc.org up. And then and what good is open source if you can't deploy your modified code, right? And also it has an audience in the intranet as well, because many companies don't really want to share the same software as a service model with their competitors on the same data center. So on-premise, it also makes it very easy to deploy change ideas and code. And so back in the 90s, we have the AOL, which is a lot like Facebook, right? And then the federated model, the World Web took over. And nowadays, we have the SaaS model, and I think that this decentralized hosting will take over, and Sandstorm is just the first step into this global movement. So I like to say that we will win eventually, and the question is how soon, and the more you contribute to help, the sooner we will get there to the true personal federated kind of hosting that you can take your data with your app anywhere. So, and this is the Sandstorm team, and I'm their sort of crowdfunding angel investor, and that's the very cute Sand Cat. And so you're welcome to join us at Sandstorm.io. Thank you very much.